Honestly, this video is for beginners that are working on a budget, beginners that don't have all the sewing machine available in their space. Hi guys, and welcome to another tutorial on my channel. This is Muriel, and in today's video tutorial, I'll be showing you how I use my blackhead sewing machine, a manual machine, to create a buttonhole stitch. This is for beginners. If you have the machine that can do this for you, then this video is not for you. Now, this way is code jacket from our previous tutorial. I'm going to drop the link for you to go and watch it. Now, this is where I'm going to be creating my buttonhole stitch, which I've already marked out, but I'm definitely still going to be showing you, right? Now, this is the size of the button I'm going to be using. Now, I placed it there and then marked out the measurement of the buttonhole, right? Now, that is the point where I'm going to be creating the buttonhole stitch. This is where we're going to be making the hole on this line, while this part here is where we're going to be putting the buttons. And basically what it means that after we're done, when we close it up, the buttons are going to be coming out from this side. Now, this is the size of the button I'm going to be using, and this was how I achieved it. Now, I placed it on where I want it to start from, and then with my chalk, I chalked it down on both sides, measuring out the size of the buttons, right? Now, this is where I'm going to be creating the buttonhole stitch. Now, to get the second point, from that first second line, actually I'll measure down to 1.5 inches. Now I'll place my button on that 1.5 inches this way, in between that 1.5 inches there, and then I'll go ahead to chalk it out the measurement for the button. Now I'm going to be repeating the same thing downward again. Now from that second line, I'll measure down to 1.5. Now I'll place that button on that 1.5 this way, and then I'll use my chalk to mark out the size of that button. I'll repeat the same thing all the way down. Just watch closely and you'll see me repeating the same process. Now understand that this is my method on how to achieve it. You can do what works for you, okay? So the next thing we want to do is to measure out 1 inches was what we used for the button overlap, right? Now I'm going to be dividing it into two, which is going to be giving me half inch. Now that half inch is where I'm going to be stitching the buttonhole stitch there, right? That is what I'm going to be creating the hole, right? So basically what it means is I'm going to be marking half inch on that buttonhole point, right? And then I'll mark a straight line. Now that straight line is where we're going to use what we're going to be stitching. So I'll go ahead to mark half inches all the way down. Now I'm marking the half inches on where the buttons are going to pass through. Now, to make sure this video is no long, I'm going to fast forward this part. Obviously, I'm repeating the same thing. And while at it, please don't forget to subscribe, comment, and share this video. Now, if you're with me to this point, this is the next thing we're going to be doing. I'm going to be stitching from here to this point, from this point to this point, and I'll be using my blackhead sewing machine to do that. Now, I don't know about industrial sewing machine. I have not used it on that, but it works best on manual sewing machine. Now, this is the thread I'm going to be using. Two is going to be going from the top, and this one is going to be going from the down part, right? Now, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to be placing this first one beneath it, and I'm going to hold the two of them together, or you can place one of it here, whichever one works for you, right? But for me, I'm going to be using both of them on the upper part here, right? So I'm going to be placing this one in first, then I'll go ahead and place the second thread. So obviously I have two threads now, so I'm going to be holding the both of them together, right? So I'm going to trim out so that they're going to be even, and you go ahead to thread it the normal way you thread your blackhead sewing machine, okay? So it's going to pass under, go over that iron, and then under this part, and then you're going to pass it through the same way you thread your manual sewing machine. It's the same process, but make sure you are passing the two threads together, okay? And when you're passing it from the middle, make sure the both of them pass at once. Now the next thing I'm going to do is to go ahead and pass this one beneath it. Now this is for those that are seeing my video for the very first time. Don't forget to turn on your post notification to be notified anytime I upload new video. Now I'll go ahead to pull out the under thread this way, the same way you use your blackhead sewing machine. Now this part is very important. Make sure this point is on this 15 inches, right? You see there's a number 15 there. Make sure that your stitch is there. Now I'm going to be stitching from here to this point. Now that chalk is going to serve as my middle line, and I'll stitch on the sides, okay? So let me show you a closer view. Now I'll go ahead to stitch, and don't forget this point. Make sure this stitch is on 15 inches there. Now I'll stitch it, and then when I get to that point, I'll stop, and then I'll turn it over this way. Now I'm taking my time to explain this part, and then I'll drop the head, and then I'll stitch 1 2, and then I'll turn it and stitch it upward again. And honestly, just in case you're not understanding what I am explaining, just watch closely. Now after turning it, I'll drop the head, and then I'll stitch upward straight again, and I'll stop from where I started initially, right? Now I was about to turn it, but I noticed I've not gotten to the same point I started from, so I had to give it another stitch again, just the way you're seeing in this video. Now after stitching it, I turned it, and then I'll go ahead to stitch it twice. This part I'll go in one, two, and then I'll stitch again on that same line I started from. I'm stitching it twice. You can do it once if you want, but twice gives me that buttonhole stitch vibe I am going for. Now after stitching it on the same stitch, or you're stitching it on top of it, I'll stitch in one, one, two, and then I'll stitch on the other line again. Basically I stitched it twice, like I went over it twice. This actually makes sense. I don't know if I am explaining it the way everybody is going to understand, but I'll be showing us how to achieve it again. So after I'm done, I'll take it out, and then I'll cut out the thread. And this is what it looks after I was done, after stitching two. It's giving the buttonhole vibe already, and I use this method on most of the shirts I am making, and it lasts very well. Okay, so I'm going to be repeating the same process over and over again, but I'm going to show us the last time. Now we're going to start, and then we'll stitch the first one this way, stop where we want it to step, and then I'll go in twice, and then turn it over again, and then stitch down straight like this, and then turn it, and then I'll stitch in two times, one, two, and then I'll stitch it over the same line I started from on top of it. Okay, and then I'll turn it, I'll stitch one, two, and then I'll stitch it back again on the same line we did. Okay, basically you are doing it twice over and over again, and then turn it, and then back stitch it on this point where you started from this way, and then cut it out. With this you are good to go. Okay, I have another tutorial on this where I'm going to be dropping the link for you to also see it. I've been using this method, and it has been working. Like, it doesn't go out, it doesn't spoil, it is very strong. Now this is what the inside looks like, and this is what the outside looks like. Now this is where we're going to be passing the buttons through. Right now you can use razor, or you can use a seam ripper to punch the holes. Right, so I'm going to be using seam ripper, which is more effective. I'll also show you how to achieve it with razor. Now first thing, I'm going to be using pin, and then I'll pass it through this point this way. This is to enable my seam ripper not to just cut out the fabric completely, because seam rippers are always sharp. Right, now I'll use this point here, and then I'm going to be punching a hole, and then I'll go ahead to cut it out. Basically it's simple. Now after punching that hole, then I'm just going to cut it out straight this way till it gets to that point where I put that needle. The needle will enable it not to just cut out completely, like not to pass, you get. So that needle is going to serve as a edge or a hold, and then after cutting it out, this is what it looks like. I'm going to be repeating the same thing. I'll pass the pin, and then I'll poke it out here again, then I'll punch the buttonhole we just created, that middle point, and then I'll go ahead to use my seam ripper to cut it all the way to the end, so that pin will hold it. Now this is how you can do it with razor. Now that middle point, just go ahead and be cutting it this way. Now be careful so you don't injure yourself from behind, especially if you're using a sharp razor. Right, now this is how I'm going to repeat it till I create the hole. If you're working with a razor, this is basically how you go about it. And with razor, this is it. I've created, and I've punched and then created the buttonhole. Okay, but I'll advise you use a seam ripper anyway. Okay, now after I'm done, you can use your scissors to cut out any hair. If there are any hair coming out here, you understand, just trim out any hair that are coming out. And if you don't have any, you can use your lighter to burn out any roughness around there, just the way I just showed you. Right, ladies and gentlemen, that is it. Like, I've been using this method. Like I said, I'm going to be dropping the link to another tutorial I did regarding this. Maybe that one is going to be more helpful than this one. Now this method lasts. This method is very durable. It looks professional, and I do hope you found this tutorial very helpful. And as always, don't forget to let me know what you think about this video. I'll be seeing you guys in my next one. Bye. Like, comment, and share the video.